So I'm gonna. What do you want? Do you want to join in? Hey, do you want to join in on the paper review? Hey, are you mad? Right. I'm going to do a paper review, folks. This is on my other channel, Blue Van Man 2.0, that you already know because you're already on here watching it. I am going to do every so often. I'm going to do these paper reviews, light-hearted paper reviews, right? I'm going to take different papers. I am not going to use the Sun because I do not want to offend anybody, but people are going to be offended whatever whatever newspaper I use. So you've just got to bear with. You've got to bear with. All right, folks. One day I might do the Times. One might well, I won't do the Times. You see me walking into the newsagents and buying the Times. They'll be looking at me like I'm the right weirdo. I may as well go and buy bloody Razzle or Big Tits or Come On My Jugs. That kind of thing. It ain't going to happen. So today I've got the Daily Star. It's easy enough to read. It's a typical builders kind of, van drivers kind of paper. You know what I mean? Right, so there we go. That's the front of it. Conor McGregor, he's in some kind of race route. Never knew he could run in a race. Never knew he'd run a race. So here we go. I want to keep this short and sweet. 3 lions on a shirt. England World Cup hero Harry Maguire, Blue Army. If you don't know, I am a Leicester fan. He's celebrating the birth of his first child exactly 9 months after the 3 Lions dramatic penalty shootout victory over Colombia. Who sits there and works that out? It's absolutely unbelievable. It's that big a story, right? It's on the front page, but you've got to go to page 11 to find it. Gone too far, folks. Gone too far. Right, 13, 11. Right, here we go. World Cup hero Harry Maguire has become a dad for the first time exactly 9 months to the day after England beat Colombia on penalties in Russia. So what? So does what? What's that? So he's celebrated by having a shag. I'll be more worried if she was giving birth 9 months to the day and she weren't with him. Maguire took to social media to reveal the news, posting of an adorable picture of himself holding the hand of a newborn on Instagram. So captioned, welcome Lily Saint Maguire. Saint, it's a good name, isn't it? I quite like that. But that's it. But that was news, was it? That was news in all that's happening. But there again, this is the Star. The Star are quite good because they don't take themselves too serious. Macca's 2K hours of ideas. So Paul McCartney says he has 2,000 hours worth of new music ideas stored on his phone. Now, I'm not being funny here, right? And I don't want to offend the Liverpudlians again. If you've got 2,000 hours worth on your phone, it ain't going to be that good. I personally don't think. Just because Paul McCartney's made it, I think out of the two, I prefer John Lennon. I think John Lennon was more of it. But then there again, you see, Mother Nature calls to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. That was his mother. Did you ever see that? That was his mother coming to him in a dream. Mother Mary. I always thought it was something to do with Mother Mary or Jesus. But no, it was his own mother coming to him in a dream. Tremendous. But yeah, I always thought that John Lennon had a little bit, I don't know. You know, but I mean, Paul McCartney, he did the frog chorus. So he must have something about him. Right. Troubled star Anne McFarland, he munches Maltesers, Galaxy counters and Haribos while filming Britain's Got Talent. He'll be a right fat effer. That he will. He'll look like me, only with less hair. That big bald head. Right, here we go. Soon be the Grand National. What do you think of the Grand National, folks? I know it's a bit of a tradition, but it does just seem that, you know, I personally don't bet on the Grand National anymore. It seems that whenever I got the horse on the sweep, he always bloody died. He always fell over and broke his leg or something. So I don't do the National. Right. Babs in a Jubbly Day. Dame Barbara Windsor joins stars of Only Fools and Horses, the musical, in a rare public appearance yesterday. There's Babs. Bubbly Babs. Oh, that's, no, that weren't it. It was even more of a higher pitch laugh, weren't she? The actress, 81, who was Alzheimer's disease, saw the show in London West End before meeting Del Boy, Tony Bennett, Rodney, Ryan Hutton, and Grandad Paul Whitehouse. Barbara said, the show was wonderful. It's the kind of show I really love. I don't know. I wonder if she actually went and thought it was Del Boy, David Jason, like 20 years ago or something. I don't know. I wonder if it confused her. Terrible disease, Alzheimer's. Absolutely terrible. I really hope and pray they get it sorted. You know, I mean, they could waste money on so much stuff. Well, things like Alzheimer's, there should be, you know, it amazes me how we can send like millions and millions of pounds of what. I mean, we even send aid to China. What is that all about? We send aid to China. We send aid to India, who's got a bloody nuclear weapons and a space project. Even we ain't got a space project, but we send them money out there. All that money that's going out to there should be coming back home and sorting out this. Is it me, or is the world really complicated by fucking idiots? Vintage Star Wars toys, including a 1983 Jedi Yak face valued at £800, could fetch £5,000 at Hanson's Auctions Derby today. So there you go. If you've got any Star Wars stuff, keep it all wrapped up in its box. Don't let the kids have it, and you could be on your way to a small fortune. Pelé, he's been rushed into hospital after falling ill with a strong fever. The 70-year-old Brazil football legend was in Paris to meet French World Cup winner Mbappe on Tuesday when he took ill. He can't get it up, can he? He has them Viagra tablets, doesn't he? So he advertised. Hospitals are treating 21 young patients for knife injuries every day, almost 1 an hour. At least 4,502 victims aged between 11 and 25 attended casualty with stab wounds last year. I don't know if you've seen any of my last paper review. I went off on one, and I've done a rant about it before. Anybody caught with a knife should be in boot camp. That's it. No luxury, no phones, no contact with the outside world. 5 years minimum, right? 5 years in a boot camp, smashing rocks, cleaning coal, getting up at 5 in the morning, going bed at fucking 8 at night or whatever. Nothing. Basic rations. That's it. Out of work squaddies who are now sleeping on the streets, they should be running the damn places. 2 months running it, 2 months at home. It's just logic. It just makes common sense that these people, and it's no good giving it, they've come from a poor background and the parents left and the dad had gone away. My dad left. I never turned to this. I know of other people where the dads have left or the parents have split up. They haven't got into bloody crime. It's just an excuse. Sort it. It ain't rocket science. Conor McGregor was accused of Islamophobia yesterday when he used a racial slur to describe an opponent's wife. I think Conor has got some real issues. It won't be long before he's inside. I like Conor McGregor. He was an excellent cage fighter, excellent. But I just think he's going like Tyson. He believes his own hype, and there's talk of him going to the WWE. I don't even think he'll make the WWE. And I think even when he's in the WWE, I don't think he'll have the mentality to not think that it's real. I know he had that fight with Floyd, what's his name? And I don't think that was all too real. But I just don't think he'll have I think he'll get carried away. I really do. And that's when he's been retired. Has he got this sexual harassment thing coming up against him as well? But I think he's seriously got to start looking out for himself, because he can't go around using a racial slur on other blokes' wives with the Muslim thing, because they will knock the shit out of him. They will sort him out. So it's all very well sticking your tongue out and doing all this, Conor. You've got to start thinking. Somebody needs to take him to one side and have a word with him. and start protecting him, because something's going to happen to that lad, and that'll be another waste of a talent. Football fans have worked out a way to play pranks on their thirsty pals at Tottenham's new stadium. Serving matches at London club bars fill pint glasses through a hole in the bottom, which is then sealed by a magnet. If the bottom of the container is pushed, sends boozers gushing all over drink. That's just a waste of time. We've had a bit of snow in April, and the first Concorde captain to fly the supersonic from London to New Yorkie, has been found dead alongside his wife. Tony Meadows, 84, and Paula, 83, no age. They have died in a suspected murder-suicide. The 1.3 million farmhouse is just 2 miles away from the Duchess of Cambridgeshire home. Bloody hell! Let's get the police in on that then. Frosties cook in a cereal burger. Now, what I'm doing, folks, I'm just reading the headlines, then I'm going, so I might end up reading something I don't really want to read. Hungry Crook was caught after leaving his fingerprints on a packet of Frosties. They're great. Have you seen my review on cornflakes? What the bloody hell's happening to cereal just lately? All these cereals are just like going tits up. There's no real taste in them. You've got to buy the own brand. So yeah, he was a bit of a dork, weren't he? Dean Griffiths, 26, broke into a house and stole a motorbike, 3 remote-controlled helicopters and a power drill. What's he thinking it is? Bloody Generation game or some kind of 3, 2, 1 dusty bin? He finished his impromptu meal with half a packet of biscuits, but the serial thief, who has been in and out of jail since he was a teen, left fingerprints all over the cereal packet and during the biscuits during the raid. So basically, there's another one, right? This is you see, what will happen is he's obviously been in and out of prison all his life, and he's not learned from going into prison. So what we need to do, we'll stick him in with all the bloody knife crime folks on these islands, and he's 26. Get him doing bloody boot camp. Why should people have their houses broken into and stuff stole by scum like that? Get him in a boot camp, 5 years, no contact with the outside world. It ain't rocket science. Excuse me, picking my nose. Who shot Jezza? Now then, I find this quite amusing in a way, right? Jezza. Now, some of you may disagree with me, and some of you might agree with me. The paras have been using his face as a target practice. And you have to look into this, right? Why would they do that? Why would they do? If it was Theresa May, would people be moaning? Yeah, well, I doubt it. If it was who's that Burke who runs the Liberal Party? Vince Clark, Vince Cable. That's it. Vince Clark were in Erasure, weren't they? Ooh, sometimes. Is that right? Anyway. So the moaning now, they're launching a probe into why they're launching a probe into Jeremy Corbyn. So all it is, right, they've cut his face off this thing and used it as a dartboard practice thing, isn't it, really? That's all it is. That's all it is. But you've got to ask the question, right? I mean, let's have a quick glimpse through this. Oh, right, there. Right, here. Yeah, the Labour leader, right? Now, this is a bloke who, let's face it, he's been on the IRA side, isn't he? He's been on this. He's been to their funerals, and after the Brighton bombing, he actually invited the IRA or members of the IRA to the House of Commons, House of Parliament. And anybody who does that is against our troops, in theory. You know what I mean? You know, it ain't on really. You can't side with a terrorist group, no matter if you're calling them freedom fighters or what. You can't be shown to be supporting something that's killing the British people. I mean, the troubles in Ireland it's terrible. If there was a magic wand that could sort it out, I wish I had it, because, you know, of all them killings and the attacks in the Hyde Park when they blew the horses up and all that, it's been terrible. And I'm sure it's deeper than just religion. I'm sure it is. But Jezza, or Jizza, as we like to call him, what? It's going to happen, mate. You side with the IRA, you're walking around with Jerry Adams and all that. It's going to happen. I'm sorry, mate. And you know, you've not been the best advert for the British forces, and wanting British forces in Sunday, the bloody Sunday thing, it's going to happen, mate. So I don't know. It's a tough one to call as such. I don't want to be too controversial on Blue Van Man 2.0, but these lads are going to do it. I personally wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have had your. I'd have been more worried about. I'd have been shooting like the proper targets. But they've obviously had a laugh at it, and you've been the butt of it, mate. And you can't do what you've been doing and think you're going to get away with it. But there you go. That's just that. Right, we're not really bothered about the entertainment bit. Right, brave cops face rising violence. Please don't die at work, mummy. I would not be a policeman. Time is it? I would not be a policeman for what they pay. I just cannot honestly understand why some of these cops want to go out there and do what they have to do. There has got to be better jobs for them than that for what they get. There's this Laura Gadget. God, whatever her name is. Right, I can't read her. There you go. There she is. Right, and police are facing more danger on the streets and ever on a high. Assaults hit an all-time high. It's just amazing. And when the police are out there actually doing the job and they're trying to arrest somebody or somebody's causing a disturbance or something, and it's like the amount of the public that don't actually help the police, they just get the phones out and record it, and they're there in the police face, and the police are trying to like look after themselves, arrest the criminal, whoever's doing something wrong. And then they've got some prick there who's got a phone in the face. I'm recording this, is going on. Just trying to be a bloody warrior, for a phone warrior for 10 minutes of their sad lives. Help the copper. I mean, you see times, don't you, when they're in Birmingham somewhere and they were all attacking that copper and they were kicking him when he was down. What the hell's going on? What is happening with the country? It shouldn't be happening. And now some of you might say, oh, the police don't. No, the police, you can't tell me that woman there, right, she's going out there trying to stop drink drivers and people who can damage her and catch the burglars and all that kind of stuff. She doesn't deserve a kicking. So it just amazes me, and I wouldn't do it because I just wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'll be too busy knocking the shit out of them anyway. Right, let's have a look at this then. Oh, dirty hell. Piers Morgan, he's had a word with Dr. Raji Singh over the Good Morning Britain's presenter gender-related jokes. I'm going to leave that one there, to be fair, because it's just a complete mess. That's another one. Piers Morgan. I thought I opened my mouth and stuff, but good and barn. Right, there's a delivery van driver here who was left hanging above a 200-foot drop in a scene that mirrors the classic Michael Caine movie, The Italian Job. One, it's not a movie. It was a film. We are Britain. We are English, Scottish, Irish and Welsh. It's a film. It's not a bloody movie. Get a grip. The parcel force driver who was delivering to a nearby youth hostel slipped over the edge when he tried to park on a loose shale. Unlike Caine, he managed to scramble out and call for help at Tintagel, Cornwall. The 1969 movie, it's not a movie, it's a film. The film ends with Caine and the fellow gold robbers trapped in a coach seesawing over an alpine cliff. And there it is, folks. There's the parcel force. He's done bloody well there, isn't he, my friend? You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Right. 8 in 10 mothers are still lumbered with all the cooking and the cleaning at home. I do the cooking and the cleaning along with the wife. The wife does the majority of the cleaning because when I do it wrong. I think that's probably what it is. Most of the blokes do it wrong. So that's why it gets stopped. I cook, I do a brilliant spag bowl, I do a brilliant fry-up and cheese pie and all that, jacket spuds. I can do all that stuff. I wouldn't die. I don't know how much is left on the memory card, so you'll have to bear with, folks. If it goes, it goes. Right, Grand National, I'm not doing that. I don't agree. I used to bet on the National. I used to do the sweep, but every time I picked horse, it bloody died. It broke its bloody neck, so I don't do it. Right, there's a bit more celebrity news at... no, not interested in that. You're not interested in the telly. Add some juice to your sex life. There's a maximum male herbal enhancement supplement here. It's called Maximum Sale. So it's a blue tablet. I don't know. Greater sexual performance. Somebody's told me to review something on my other channel about Magnum tonic water or something. Apparently that's supposed to be good for the old... get that going. So, what we've got here then. Sky has quietly rolled out a nice update to its online service, TV service. Up until now, customers who subscribe to Sky Q were allowed to register and watch live and record shows up to 4 devices at once. However, just changing with Sky, have now allowed up to 6 tablets, smartphones or laptops to be registered on one account, so you can get more. So there's a little secret. If you've got Sky, you can have more devices looking at it. Right, let's just have a quick look through the problem page. Just Jane, let's see if I can help her out. I always thought my little sister's rock. I fought battles with her when she was a kid. I always took the blame when she screwed up. I even ended a relationship for her. Once she was living with a bloke who was violent. She rang me up at 2 a.m. I drove 60 miles in a blizzard to rescue her. She then lived with me for 8 months, rent-free. But now I'm sick of being used. We recently had a row over our late mum's jewellery, of which she wants it. Of all of which she wants. So she wants all of it. That's greedy. Now that's because you've let her be. That's because you've been too soft on her in your life, me duck. She was so rude and aggressive towards me that I broke down in tears. Now I finally realised she's not a very nice person. How could I have been so blind? You don't want to see the badness in some people. You only want to see the good. And to be fair, me duck, whoever you are, I would say that you were doing it to make yourself feel better. I think it's about time you grew up, realised what was going on, stop being so blind, naive and negative, and sort yourself out and put yourself first. My girlfriend's shocked. This is another one, by the way. She slept with her boss for a year. My girlfriend's shocking confessions have left me devastated and confused. Now I wish I'd never asked her about her staying out late. I wish I'd never mentioned the love bites on her neck. You just happened to mention them. You pass it, you mention them. Do you want a cup of tea, love? Oh, what's that on your neck? It looks like a love bite. Yeah, I've not put the toothpaste on yet. Fuck's sake. Or the large amounts of cash missing. Or the large amounts of cash missing from our joint bank account. It transpires she's been sleeping with her boss for the past year. All those late night meetings and conferences were all lies and invented to throw me off the trail. What she's been doing is she's been having sex with a man who pays her wages at her company flat and in luxury hotels. So why has the cash been missing out of your bank? I think you've been taken for a right mug there, my old son. I'm not reading anymore. I can't even believe that you're even talking about this. You took the time to write a letter, but you've not took the time to kick her arse out. What's wrong with you? I think you ought to man up. And I think she should just bugger off with the boss. And if he's married, I'd say, go sleep with your boss then. Go on, piss off out the door and make sure it don't hit your arse on the way out. Bye. My mates refuse to grow up. Every time we meet, we have to do the same chants, dares and challenges. We drink like demons, we recount the same hilarious stories, and generally we behave like a bunch of imbeciles. What's wrong with that? What's the fucking problem? I've been cast for the role of Mr. He'll eat anything for a pint. I've scoffed everything from frog's legs to a bag of flour. Once I ate 10 kebabs on the trot and was sick for a week. My girlfriend says I should stand up for myself, but I suggested a night at the theatre to my mates. If I suggested a night of the theatre to my mates, I'd be like, you ain't got to go to the fucking theatre, you retard, you donut. What are you bloody doing? There's yet another stag do to come, and I just don't have the heart to perform again. Help. Well, what it is, mate, in between your legs, you've got a set of bollocks, right? And you are supposed to use them bollocks for other things than just shagging, right? So put your hands down your pants, see if you've got any, and use them and say, I'm not doing it. And if they don't want to do it, just don't do it. It ain't rocket science. I get no end of abuse from the lads at work because I don't go out on the Christmas do because I don't want to upset the wife and stuff. It's just there. You do what you're in a partnership with your girlfriend, and your mates ain't going to be paying the mortgage and helping you through stuff through later life. You see, you haven't even got the balls to put your age down. So we don't even know. Now, if you were 18, 19, then fair enough. But if you're about 28 and stuff, late on in life, you got to start growing up sometimes, son. Unbelievable. My girlfriend has taken up with the biggest thug. My ex-girlfriend has taken up with the biggest thug I've ever seen. I thought she was sensitive and smart, but he's a joke. He's like a joke figure. Go and tell him then, son. If you think that, go and tell him. Her friends are telling me that she's besotted with his body, especially his tattoos. How can she be so shallow? We were a serious couple, and now I feel she's making a complete fool of me. The one you want to do, mate, is you want to knock that on the head and move on. Stop dreaming. There's loads of other girls out there who'll be more than willing to pick up with a schmuck like you, right? So let her go off with him with his tattoos, and he'll do something wrong to her. And when she comes back saying, will you take me back, Mr. Doormat? Yeah, you say, no, I've got Judith. I'm quite happy with Judith, or whatever her bloody name is. That's what you do, mate. You grow up and you move on. Right. So I think this is about the end of it. See, Fulham got relegated. I haven't seen any of the football yet from last night, so I can't really comment. And that's it. But I tell you something else. Coming on to this Man United thing again. I'm not a Man United fan. I respect Alex Ferguson. I thought he was do you know what, Alex Ferguson? He made people hate him, and he didn't like people. Other teams hated him, which in my book means he were brilliant. I know it's a yin and a yang thing, but that was the way it were. He weren't bothered about anybody else. All he wanted to do was win, 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 win. And that's the mentality you need.